One bill the governor did not sign into law has to do with rural broadband, which has lots of state and federal support money still coming. But over the next couple of months, more than 1 million Texans could either have to pay more for their telephone and internet service or lose that service altogether. And KAMC's Katie Gray explains why.
One of the most frustrating issues I've faced in the legislature.
Texas State Senator Charles Perry talking about the bill that was recently struck down by Governor Abbott to update the state's program called Universal Service Fund. The program exists to make sure that people all across the state, regardless if they live in urban or rural areas, have access to the same level of communication services for a reasonable price. But the fund has been bleeding money for the last few years, now only paying a portion of what these communication companies are supposed to get.
There's this misconception that there's two sets of infrastructure in the ground. There's one that's for phone service and one that's for internet. All of it goes down the same pipe. We've run into a lot of trouble over the last 18 months with our state funding because of the Utility Commission's failure to take action on things that they actually have mandated responsibilities by law.
Many of these companies have been operating on fumes for months. Senator Perry says this affects more than selected areas, but all Texans.
Because the majority of my members don't understand that if I call you like this, that may bounce off 50 towers, 2 of them being in rural communities, before it comes back. And if that's no longer there, we can't communicate. It's like the grid. The electrical grid is the grid, and it sends out power, and it relies on a rural distribution network to take the power out there. And if you lose a piece of that along the way, then you don't have power.
Katie Gray, KAMC News.
Katie, stick around. We're coming back with the final word.